Hello, beautiful one. There is an understanding available to you, to me, to all of us right now. And if we choose to, we can embrace it and we can gain from it that which it offers, which is peace and love. Now, what is this understanding? It is a phenomenal space of connectiveness. So you are this now version of you, and you're having this experience on the earth plane as a human being, but you are an eternal being, and therefore you have spaces of you that you've experienced prior to earth, this now lifeline, and you have spaces after this particular life experience that you will go to and experience after this. You are eternal. I am eternal. And we are light. We are eternal consciousness, ever expanding. And in this life, all that we experience, learn, feel, see, do, is how we expand. It is how we expand. So, this big understanding aha moment that I'd love to share with you that's available to you right now is that by understanding, by knowing, by anchoring, contemplating, and aligning with that concept I just explained, which is what I talk about repetitively in my Being the New Human classes that I teach every weekend. If you're interested in expanding your understanding of yourself, your being, your quantum, your wholeness, check those classes out. They're offered in a premium package where you get the whole month, which is energy transmissions, group energy sessions, classes. It's an extraordinary package. So check that out on my website, sacredexpansion.com. And you want to look at the premium package. It's the monthly package. Every month there's a new package, but it's a wonderful way to go. It explains this concept that I'm talking about. So understanding your quantum being, your wholeness, that you which is beyond this now, and how you begin to live in this now version of you with that now version of you also present. Here's an incredibly powerful understanding that you can anchor and work with. So you take that deep breath in, and on the exhale, you release the body, you let it go, you get quiet, you listen to yourself, and then you allow the understanding that your higher self, so a version of you in a future now that has more understanding and wisdom and greater conscious expansion than this version of you, that version of you is able to connect into the higher versions of others in your life. So like your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your husband, your wife, your child. It doesn't matter. All humans are ever expanding consciousness, and all humans have these higher spaces of themselves. And those higher spaces of ourselves can communicate with the other higher spaces of others. So my higher self can speak to my mom's higher self, my sister's higher self, my father's higher self. And then my father passed away, and he's with me in my work all the time, so I hear from him in a different way. But the concept of the higher selves being able to communicate, what does that do? It opens up a door to really liberate any of the spaces of ourselves that held any type of emotional lack, pain, suffering, judgment, guilt, any of that based on what we're experiencing in the now line with that other individual. So for instance, say I had a family member who we were not on the same page consciously in this now experience, but we love each other, but we both understand that there are things that we don't understand about each other, right? Well, the understanding and concept of higher self communication allows you to let go and really hear from your higher self what they really think of you, or what they really believe for you, or whatever it is. Because my higher self came in and told me what my mom's higher self was thinking of me and viewing of me and understanding of me. And I was like, wow, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So even though my mom in the now line doesn't see me exactly as I see me, my higher self allowed me to have that inner knowing of how my mom's higher self sees me. And that is very much in alignment with how I see me. It's an incredible concept, and it brought me so much just peace and love and joy, an immense amount of joy. And my mom loves me, and I love my mom in the now earth line. It's just certain spaces of us see things differently as conscious viewpoints of the being eternal, and what happens with the being's transition, and how the being exists in this now. And we're very, very close on so many spaces of our understanding, but there still are some that are a little more difficult for my mom to see the way I see. But for my higher self to come in that silent moment, in that interconnective space, and to say to me, I have a message from your mom. Your mom's higher self sees what you're doing and is really, really proud of you. Oh my goodness. It was an incredible moment. And I tell you, something lifted, and I'm breathing differently. It's just incredible. So, and my mom may have very well in her now line offered that, might have even told her higher self, say what is the greatest and highest good for my daughter. Say that to her. Who knows? Who knows? But all I know is what I experienced, and I believe our higher selves communicate with one another. I have clients that I have witnessed this with, where the client is experiencing a relationship issue with a person very close to them, and they don't see eye to eye. And yet, when we go into the quantum spaces of connection, the client is experiencing their higher self communicating with the higher self of the person they're in a relationship with. And there's all this healing taking place in the quantum that is rippling down to be available. It's not forced, but it's available to the individual's space of self in the now. It's incredibly powerful work. It's quantum work. It's rewarding. It's humbling. It's beautiful. It's sacred. So I share this with you to just let you know you have this ability. You can take some quiet time now and then. Take a nice deep breath in. Let your body relax on the exhale, and then just listen. Just listen and start a dialogue with your higher self, yourself. It's yourself. We get caught up on words and we make them religious or spiritual or scientific, but if you are listening and speaking to yourself, it's yourself. There are versions energetically of yourself, but they are all able to connect with you because it's all you. It's all you. And now we understand that higher selves communicate. Our friends, our families, our loved ones, their higher selves communicating with our higher selves, and us being able to get that feedback. Any questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to email me, Andrea at sacredexpansion.com. And I am just absolutely honored to walk with each and every one of you. Unending blessings upon you, Holy One. Unending.